Welcome everyone. Thanks for listening to me. Before we start, let me introduce myself. I'm Kadar. It means is destiny in English actually. So I'm working as a backend developer for 4 years, and also I enjoy sharing what I learn on Medium. Most of the post is in Turkish, but I have also English articles in Medium. And you can contact with me via LinkedIn when you want. So today we will talk about Django performance techniques beyond the usual performance techniques like select-related, prefetch-related, or indexes. When the data grow, the common optimization techniques are not enough. So we look at the different ways to speed up our applications. So we have four main topics actually. We start with materials view in Django. Then we look the generated fields that it introduced in Django version 5. After that, we compare distinct and subqueries. Finally, we look the round number instead of authoref. All talks will be 20-25 minutes. Also, I have 5 minutes Q&A section. So this is the simple blocks model structure actually. We have three main models, author, post, and comment. The relationship between these models are simple. Each author can have many comments. Each author can have many posts, and each post can have many comments. And each comment is related with one author and one post. This model is for our examples. So you can think of a materials view is a snapshot of your data in a specific point at the time. Recalculation the complex queries every time. You calculate it once and store the result. And you can fetch the result when you want. This makes the read operations faster. So, for example, we want to get performance metrics for each author, like how many posts they write, how many comments they got. Normally, we can use annotation in Django to calculate it for each author, and actually it works, and it is readable. But with 500 author, this query takes 6.33 seconds. And if we want to rewrite this query with materials view, firstly we need to create materials view in Django, in database with raw SQL. It's called author performance. Then for using these materials in Django, we need unmanaged model. That means we tell the Django don't create a new table in database or don't manage this table in database. So for this, we set the manage equals false in meta class. Also, we use the materials view names as a DB table names. So when we run the our query again, it took only 3.42 milliseconds, and it is faster 1,800 times. This huge speed is perfect for reports or some analytics APIs. But as I said, the data of the material view is a snapshot of the specific time. So it doesn't update automatically. For this, we need to connect the database and run the specific SQL commands. But in production space, it is not efficiently and easily every time connect to database. So for solve this problem and to keep the data up to date, we add the refresh method to our Django model. This method runs the specific SQL for the refresh the materials with data. However, these refresh methods works only if the SQL is still same. So if you want to change the SQL, for example, adding a new column or removing some column, you need to drop the old view and create a new view from a new SQL. But every time drop and recreate the materials view is not efficiently and easy in the production space. So for this problem, we keep the SQL files in our project. Then we create a custom Django command. It is like make migration command. This command read the SQL files. Then it create the regular migrate files. This way you can apply any changes of the materials with easily and safely to your database. If you have a lot of write operations instead of the read operations, the materials view isn't the good way actually, because every time you need to refresh the data when they write the database. So especially the materials view is really good for reports and some statistics or analytics APIs. So the generated field is new feature actually. It introduced in Django version 5, and it allows the database automatically update a field from other fields. For example, we need to word count for the calculate the reading time. In common way, you can use annotation in Django, and it works actually. But with 500,000 posts, it took 1 minute 47 seconds. But right now, you can define the reading time as a generated field. This way, the reading time calculated and stored in database directly, and it makes more faster and cleaner because you don't need to repeat the same query for each post. So in our example, we run with the generated field we are using here, and it took only 66.8 milliseconds, and it is faster than a 33%. Not 30%. I'm not sure. I don't remember the correct numbers. Sorry, guys. So in here, you can see when the post count grow, the generated field stays faster while the annotation takes more time. Also, you can use generated field with search vector to adding full text search to your projects. And here the example. So when should you use it? If you define a field from other fields like full name from first name and last name, you can use it, especially if you have a proprietary method in models. You can use instead of the proprietary method. Also, if you have a lot of repeat calculation like annotation, you can use it. Or if you want to faster search or ordering operations, you can in the combined field you can use the generated field. But you should be careful one point. The generated field depends on the database. So every database doesn't support it. I use PostgreSQL for my examples. So PostgreSQL support it, but in PostgreSQL you should set the 1 minute. You should set the DB process true. It means the generated field takes extra stores in PostgreSQL. So it will be slightly slow when the update operations. And here we want to all posts which have at least one comment. Each post have many comments, so normally we can use this thing in Django to avoid of the duplicate results. But it took 99 milliseconds. Or we can rewrite this query with subqueries. In here, we fetch the all post IDs from comment table. Then we filter post with these IDs. And it takes the 23 milliseconds. So as you can see here, counting operations with subqueries is faster than using this thing. And why? Because when you use this thing, it forces the database to sort of the all results and remove any duplicators. On the other hand, subqueries just check IDs and it use indexes. So without unnecessary sorting operations and duplicate removal operations, the subqueries is faster than distinct operations. And sometimes we need to related object in a query. For example, here we want to fetch the latest post title and latest post date for each author. The common way in Django, you can use authoref and subqueries. And actually it is easily understand and it works, but it took 2.23 seconds. And before get the example with RAM number, I want to explain how RAM number works. Actually, RAM number is a window function, and it is partition the group with your choose fields, and after that it ordering this item in the group, and it gives the unique number to each item in a group. For example, we have 3 group in here. Sorry, we have 2 group in here. Author 1 post A, author 1 post B is a one partition, and the random we ordering to this partition by post date. Then the database gives a unique number 1 to first item in this partition. Then give the 2 in the second item in this partition. Author 2 and post C, author 2 and post D is a different partition for us. So the database took the first item, the second partition, and gives 1. And second item 2 gives the 2. And after that, we can filter round number equals 1. This way, we can find the latest post for each author. So when we rewrite the OR query with round number, it took only 560 milliseconds. And here we have 500,000 posts, and we grow the author count. The round number stays faster than author. And in the right image, you can see we can find the same result with round number actually. And here we have 1,000 author. This time we grow the posts actually, and the author takes more time instead of the round number. And the right image, as you can see, the result is the same. So we can find the same result with round number. Okay, why round number is faster than authoref? Because when you use the authoref, it runs a separate subquery for each author. In the right image, I put the explain analysis in PostgreSQL, and as you can see, we have loops 10,000 loops because we have 10,000 author, and For each author, the database runs a separated query. On the other hand, run number fetches the all post in a big query. Then it joined with this post and author in a single query. So without the unnecessary loops, it is faster than run number. But one point I want to say something about this. If you have limited data, for example, if you want to only latest 10 author data, probably the author ref is faster than run number because it's only run the 10 subqueries. But other hand, run number fetches the all post. So all the performance techniques actually depends on the data size and depends on what do you need. If you need the similar, if you need the small results, maybe autoref will be faster for your applications. And thank you guys. It is my first international talks, so I hope you enjoy it.